What's going on, guys? Back there at the legendary Ultra Flex Rotherham. Back when my power level was that of a Saberman, all my understanding was that of a young Padawan. I didn't know how to engage my back. Like, my back was just something that I couldn't really get to grips with engaging. That's because I didn't know how far to stretch my lats in relation to my structure, my width, and didn't know the path that my arm/elbow should take when executing a contraction, which massively hindered my progress. So I was shifting heavier weights, but the right muscles weren't working. Therefore, I wasn't seeing the results that I was seeing when I was developing the anterior side of me, my shoulders and my chest and whatnot. Now, let's talk seated rows. If you're trying to primarily engage your lats with your seated rows, because obviously there are different objectives when hitting a seated row, hence the different handles. If you want to engage your lats, make sure you keep the handle neutral. Okay, it's like a hammer grip, so just a straight grip, overhand or turning or anything like that. What this does, it allows the lats to work the best without any interruption or engagement from your deltoids, which massively happens when you grab a handle with an overhand grip and you're trying to work your back for your lats, should I say. Fix that. For the most part, you need to make sure it's a hammer grip, a neutral grip when you're going for the row. Next up, let's talk about the path of your arm/elbow in relation to the quality of your contraction and your lengthening of the muscle. Okay, so make sure your elbow is pretty much parallel to the floor when lengthening the muscle. Okay, so what that does, it allows you to keep a solid level of engagement in the lats, but you lengthen to the point. This is where the limit is found. Some people don't know where the limit is. The limit is found when your elbow starts to slightly abduct away from that path, aka away from the floor and outwards. That means the lat is pretty much from there about to disengage pretty much, and the rear delt, the forearms, the biceps, they'll take over from this point because now the lats aren't offering that support to execute the movement. Lastly, when contracting, especially with this single arm variant, make sure you dig that elbow right into the side when you bring it back. That's how you get the apex, top level, okay, lord level, okay, of contraction in your lats and back, believe me. So make sure you dig that elbow into the side with each rep. Okay, next up we got the chest supported T-bar row. I love these handles because they're free moving. If you've got a gym that offers free moving handles for this variant, use them because the free moving handles adhere to your actual physique and shape and structure to some degree, because they are on a fixed bar, but it does. So that's your best bet for hitting this machine. So with this, you're not looking to just obviously target the lats primarily. You are looking to engage the whole upper back with this movement. So my advice is to, again, let the lats open and stretch, but you also want to let the mid traps open completely. Look at my back. The mid traps completely open, then I drive my elbows back and contract everything. Okay, everything opens up and everything gets contracted. You're trying to get the thickness of the back here as a whole. You're not trying to target one area here. So make sure everything opens up and everything contracts, okay? That is the key with these double hand movements. Also, angles. That's what you need right here. Angles really make the difference when training back. So in all these machines you see me do, I'm at a very particular angle. One foot's on the floor, one isn't. I'm at a certain height. I'm at a certain leverage point. These things matter because we're not built the same. None of us are. So this right here, where you leverage your feet, this sort of row, seated row, is sensational. Probably one of the best seated row variants, if not the best I've ever been on. And this is not a single arm, this is double arm. Okay, using a mag grip as well. If you know, you know. With a mag grip, you can Google that shit. It's amazing. But yeah, due to the leveraged feet, I could put my I could really put my all into digging my elbows right into my sides. And because it's a mag grip as well, it makes it even easier to execute that movement. It's just perfect. Biomechanically, the grip's perfect, the positioning's perfect, the leverage, the angle is perfect. So I can't stress this enough, guys. Make sure you position yourself in an angle where you, for your physique, work and contract the best. This can't be stressed enough when it comes to back training. We're so individual, we're not lumped together. Yes, there are certain fundamentals you need to stick to, but for the most part, you've got to find your own angle, own position, your own leverage point to get the best contraction you can. But if you can find this bad boy in any gym, this is the first time I ever used this, man, I was on this for about 8 sets. Like, no bullshit. It was sensational. Okay, right, here's a quick little Dragon Ball you can put in your pocket and use this for when you push yourself. Form, keeping the form perfect on assisted machines like this. It's machines that aren't free weights, basically, okay? You don't have to keep it 100% clean if you still feel the engagement where you need to feel it. Let me dive in a little deeper. So as you can see here, this is my back offset. I'm really starting to get tired now. I'm still going. You can still see the muscles in my back working, and I can still feel them firing. So I feel like there's more in the tank to give with a benefit. I'm not just pulling for the sake of pulling for numbers, for Instagram. I feel it. Yes, there is a little bit of movement in my back, yep, to help me do these reps, but I'm still feeling the benefit of the muscles working. I'm not stopping prematurely. So take that into consideration when you really try. If you're just trying for the sake of doing the reps to seem cool for Instagram and all that shit, then stop. But if you feel there is more to give in those reps, and the form is not atrocious, and you're not damaging your connective tissue in your spine and shit, by all means, push through. Okay, lat pull downs. Now, you very rarely see me doing a double arm lat pull down now. I have gotten so much progress doing single arm simply because, again, we're not completely even on both sides. And I feel like sometimes one side does dominate a little bit when you're doing both arms. Personally, for me, some people can relate to that. I'm sure there are loads of people that can relate to that. So a single arm allows you to perfectly stretch and open those lats to the best of each side's ability, not the best of one side's ability, okay? So it's a completely even execution on both sides, and you can really, again, dig that elbow into your side. That is just absolute gold, and you need to do that in order to get the best contraction of your lats. And another thing you need to focus on with the single arm lat pull down is making sure, again, just like the row, because you're doing that, but from a obviously vertical position, from up to down, is that the elbow path is also taken into consideration, okay? So when you get to the top, you can afford to let your elbow from this position here abduct a little bit from that path, that neutral path. But when you're driving down, you bring the elbow, as you come down close to the body, the elbow comes closer to your torso, and by the time it gets to your rib cage, you squeeze in at the side and really dig it in. That is where you will feel the lats seriously contract, and that's where you'll feel the benefit per rep. The front lat pull down machine is absolutely insane. Like 10 out of 10 piece of kit. Again, I only do typically one single arm variant because I can get the best contraction on each side evenly. Okay, the best I can get on each side independently rather than the best of one side with two arms. Okay, so all the fundamentals I mentioned in this video are in here right now. And one of the benefits of this variant of the lat pull down is that you have something to hold. You have something to grab onto, so you can keep yourself situated as best you can or anchored while you struggle to get those last few reps in. Like I mentioned before, sometimes you've got more in the tank and you have to use a bit of momentum to get the last few reps out or a bit of work out of the muscle. But when you're anchored in, you can still get that benefit, but keep the momentum down to next to nothing. Right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video and that was very informative and that it will help you execute on your back sessions and grow a crazy back. Alright guys, if you did like the video and it did help you, please like, share, subscribe, and more importantly, try this shit. I don't do it for nothing. Take it easy, guys.